gets to that 5:15, I might have to queue off because I need to. Fortunately.
Our faith is alive and that it means so much to us. We've got to be more confident to take the Blessed Sacrament through the streets, out into the world, and to witness to him, to proclaim it to the people of London.
So different to what we normally experience. You know, faith is something hidden away in church on a Sunday, out of sight, out of mind. And to see it on the streets, I think it almost scares people a little bit.
It's a way of reclaiming this city for the Lord so that he can reign again over our city and our country.
And have you been to one of these processions before?
Never. This is my first one.
People were really absorbed in it and I think mystified to some extent.
You get lots of people who are completely confused, and we have leaflets in multiple languages we give out to them. But actually, it's amazing that the Catholics who are just walking by and realise what it is and understand. They wait at the crossings and so on. They don't just barge through. They see that it's something special happening.
There's no antagonism when you go round. There's just interest. I wish I had £1 for every photograph that was taken today.
I love seeing the people on the streets. I've seen some of them kneeling down, just like the shoppers on the streets on Oxford Street and stuff, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, people smiling, taking photos, being interested, and hopefully we'll think about it again, in the future.
Yeah, I noticed maybe even more people either side of us than there were with us that were just curious and watching on.
Yeah, and a lot of smiles, which was really nice.
I think it's incredible to see Catholics out in the secular world, especially in central London, especially with the real presence of the Eucharist, so people can really encounter him there.
Why are you here today?
It's the physical presence of Christ really present in the Eucharist. It's so fulfilling.
So it's more than just a cultural event because it's very beautiful and ornate and it's full of, pomp and glory, but it's much more than just the culture.
Well, absolutely, I'd say. I think that's the danger we run is that we lose ourselves in the culture and the incense and the smoke and the bells. And it's all lovely, you're right, but when you forget that there's something physically happening here, it's not just symbolism, empty symbolism. It's a religious experience ultimately, and that's why I'm here.
It's a mix, but I think there are more and more young people in the church and who are not just in the church but actually doing stuff in the church and rather than just coming Christmas, Easter.
There's cultural rejuvenation of the Catholic faith. I'm seeing a lot of young people conversing. I work in politics and a lot of people involved in different political campaigns over the last year. I'm beginning to turn to faith as a means to find an outlet today and find a meaning, find a purpose in life. And I think that's the result of what we saw today.
Man, well done. You've got your girls here, the teenagers. Yeah. You did it. How did you do it?
I was here because we heard in church that there was a procession going on, and we thought it might be a nice journey on a Sunday to spend the Sunday with the family. And there were so many young, especially young people as well. Personally, when I see young people praying as well with me, I don't feel different from them. It makes me more I want to join more and not be embarrassed.
Oh, God is helping me. It's not my work, it's his job. I pray a lot about them to make them in faith and strong, but I ask him help me because they have to see and they have to meet with different people, like my daughter says. If she saw young people praying, then she didn't feel embarrassed and different from them. That make her faith grow and be strong.
You've got some children here as well?
Yes, I have my kids, and it's been amazing. And what a day to glorify our Lord and to be a witness for our Lord.
And do you think that's important for your children to come here?
Of course, this is what every child needs to see. The whole world needs to understand that children are the power. You bring up a child in the way of the Lord, this society will be the best place to live in, because the moral, the parental upbringing, we can't do it alone. With Christ on our side, our children seeing what we're doing, seeing Jesus crucified, going on the streets, being adored and glorified. If we all, the children, come up in this way, this world will be a better place, because they will understand what Christ has done and the sacrifice he paid for us.
I was born a Catholic, but then I lapsed for many years. I was a lapsed Catholic, and I only came back to the faith nearly 2 years ago.
Thank God. And it's important for you to bring your girls here. I see you've got young girls.
Yes, 2 girls and my husband, and all 4 of us, we just all came back into the faith. And I came back into the faith and I brought them in.
What got you back?
Just a grace from God.
Our Blessed Mother went through the 7 sorrows, our Lord went through the Passion, and the children see the sacrifice, and we parents, we're making the sacrifice to be here, and I'm sure heaven will be rejoicing.
And which community are you here representing?
The Order of Malta.
And what are the Order of Malta?
The Order of Malta is an order of chivalry founded in the Holy Land 900 years ago, and we serve the poor and the sick around the world. In London we run soup kitchens, we take disabled people to Lourdes, and we promote good religion. That's always been part of our charism, all round the Mediterranean and now here in London. Today is important because it's particularly this year, it's incredibly important to get our faith back to normal and give it back its physical human dimension, because we don't believe in a vacuum. To come out through the streets with people who've forgotten about God and forgotten about their salvation, and to do it with jollily, with having fun and together as a crowd, is a great privilege to be able to help make that happen. The rain was such that we didn't use all our beautiful vestments, which was a shame. And I thought, well, perhaps we'll be down to a few hundred. But we weren't. These numbers were wonderful. It was very moving. There were a few tears.
Thanks be to God for our English weather, to keep us humble.
Absolutely. Let us know we're not in control. We're just mortal creatures. It's great to know our limits, and great to know we're children of God and sons and daughters of the light.